Ukraine has brought a switchblade to a tank fight, and won. As the late, great Sean Connery reminded us in his Oscar-winning performance in The Untouchables, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. But in the 21st century, Ukraine got a switchblade to a tank fight and successfully cut through Russian armor. Videos on social media show the American-made switchblade, the loitering munitions or kamikaze drones, striking a Russian T-72 main battle tank. Ukrainian Special Operations Forces, or SSO, the unit modeled after NATO reaction forces in 2016 following Ukrainian armed forces reforms due to failures in the war in Donbass, used the drone to target, lock on, and then fire at the main battle tank. When the Pentagon announced its decision to supply Ukraine with the Switchblade drone, many experts were skeptical of the difference it could make on the battlefield. The U.S. military has sent Ukraine weapon systems worth billions of dollars. Some of them, such as the FGM-148 Javelin anti-tank weapon and FIM-92 Stinger anti-aircraft missile, are more advanced than others and have seen wider use. Others, such as the M777-155mm towed howitzer, are more pertinent to the current phase of the war in the Donbass. But the Switchblade loitering munition is probably the most interesting of the lot. A tube-launched loitering munition, the Switchblade gives small tactical teams incredible firepower. The aptly named Switchblade is a compact one-and-done weapon that carries its warhead. It acts as a kamikaze, where it flies to a target and then strikes according to its orders. Also called loitering munitions, these tactical drones can be carried in rucksacks and released into the air by soldiers. These drones have been successfully used to target tanks, armored vehicles, truck convoys, and artillery nests. The Switchblade drones take only minutes to launch yet can fly at least 100 miles per hour, while the 600 model still weighs just 50 pounds. It can attack targets 24 miles away and loiter for 40 minutes. The exciting thing about the Switchblade is that its attack scheme can be called off if no target presents itself. GPS accomplishes the targeting, but it can also be manually controlled. It has proven to be the perfect weapon to counter the main battle tank. There are two versions of the Switchblade tactical unmanned aerial system, the Switchblade 300 and Switchblade 600. In a similar concept, the two versions of the loitering munition differ in their size and the warhead they carry. The Switchblade 300 is designed for anti-personnel targets and packs a warhead the size of a claymore mine, C4 explosives with hundreds of small metal ball bearing. This version is only 2 feet and weighs just over 5 pounds. It has an operational range of 6 miles, or 15 minutes, and can reach speeds of up to 100 miles per hour. The Switchblade 600 is designed for armored targets and packs a much larger warhead. At over 5 feet and weighing about 120 pounds, this version of the loitering munition has a warhead that resembles that of the FGM-148 Javelin anti-tank missile and is specifically designed to take out tanks and other armored or hardened targets. It has an operational range of 24 miles, or 40 minutes, and can cruise at a speed of 70 miles per hour, with the capability to reach 115 miles per hour if necessary. The Switchblade loitering munition was first developed for the U.S. military. American troops in Afghanistan were having trouble taking out Taliban and Al-Qaeda fighters over long distances. The Switchblade made it easier to target them and allowed special operations and conventional units to take out insurgents from more considerable distances. When the U.S. military responded to the threat of the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, the Switchblade was there, too, offering American troops excellent tactical precision strike capabilities. The U.S. Special Operations Command, or SOCOM, is one of the Switchblade's primary customers, having first incorporated the loitering munition in the early 2010s. In September 2021, SOCOM awarded AeroVironment a $20 million contract for the Switchblade 600. Switchblade 600 is an all-in-one, man-portable tactical missile that provides warfighters with the capability to fly, track and engage non-line-of-sight targets and light armored vehicles with precision lethal effects. Brett Hush, the Vice President and Product Line General Manager for TMS at AeroVironment, had said in a press release when SOCOM announced the contract for the Switchblade 600. The tube-launched Switchblade 600 can be easily transported for deployment from fixed and mobile platforms in any environment, providing operators with superior force overmatch and minimizing exposure to direct and indirect enemy fires, Hush had added. When it comes to effectiveness, the available evidence points out that the Ukrainian military has been using the Switchblade 300 and Switchblade 600 tactical unmanned aerial systems to significant effect. Directly, the Switchblade 300 lacks the necessary destructive power and can't do any severe damage to a tank, although it could disable it if it is aimed carefully at its tracks, admittedly a tricky proposition. So, instead, the Ukrainian special operators bided their time, and when the Russian tank stopped and its crew got out, they launched the loitering munition against the Russian tankers. A tank without a crew isn't fighting anytime soon. Only a few weeks before the Russian military invaded Ukraine, AeroVironment announced a new sensor-to-shooter kit designed to connect AeroVironment's small tactical reconnaissance unmanned aerial systems with the Switchblade 300. With this kit, a small tactical unit could use other small drones to scout an area before launching the Switchblade and transferring the targeting data from the reconnaissance drones to the loitering munition. Sensor-to-shooter maximizes the operator's ability to see first, strike first, combining the superior intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities of AeroVironment's SUAS with the precision strike capabilities of the Switchblade loitering missile system, Charles Dean, Vice President for Global Business Development and Sales of Unmanned Aerial Systems at AeroVironment, said. U.S. conventional and special operations units already use the Puma, Raven, and Wasp small unmanned aerial systems compatible with the sensor-to-shooter kit. The Switchblade is the offspring of a mid-aughts DARPA program known as Close Combat Lethal Reconnaissance, or CCLR. The main difference is that CCLR relied on a fiber optic cable that spooled out behind the vehicle as it flew. The modern Switchblade uses a more sophisticated radio guidance system. The device was designed to meet the needs of U.S. troops serving in Afghanistan, especially the need to thwart enemy ambushes. The system was conceived as an alternative to close air support, or CAS, a tactic in which suppressed troops call in, say, an A-10 Warthog to engage enemy suppressors. The problem with CAS is that suppressed troops have to sit tight and wait for supporting aircraft to arrive. CAS is also expensive and prone to causing collateral damage. The Switchblade, on the other hand, is relatively cheap, designed to minimize collateral damage, and capable of launching in moments. Of course, its single warhead is not as effective as a loitering A-10, but a tube-launched missile drone is a nice option for troops hoping to increase their survivability.